ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः।
ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः।
अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः।
अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः।
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्लोक नंबर 11। ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते
ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते
तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम्।
तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम्।
मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते
मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते
मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः।
मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः।
ये मां प्रपद्यन्ते यथा तथा अहम् अनुगृह्णामि भजामि आशीर्वादं ददामि। Therefore मम वर्तमा अनुवर्तन्ते सर्वे मनुष्याः. So all people follow me only, whichever purushartha they choose, whichever marga they choose, karma or jnana, they follow me only. Karmana dharmartha kama purushartha parichinna purushartha. Jnanena moksha purushartha. मनुष्य जीवस्य जीवाना मनुष्य जीवस्य जीवनस्य लक्ष्यम. So therefore whichever they choose, karma or jnana, but karma gives praise. Karma gives praise, karma gives also shreyas. How karma gives shreyas? Karma leads to shreyas if karma is done with the attitude of karma yoga. So therefore all these are my teaching. Therefore people follow me alone. Jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam iti. By karma, by karmana, by jnanena. So it's all what I taught only through the shastram. So therefore they follow me alone. Or we saw yesterday another interpretation also, though it is general interpretation. Whether people they worship me in worshiping with form or without form, they worship me alone. Through that I bless them. With form, they invoke me alone only. Without form also, they invoke me alone. So I bless them invariably. So, and therefore, whether people ask for small ends or big ends, small ends is dharma, artha, kama, purushārtha. Big ends, moksha. This is ultimate. Therefore, moksha. Whether they know it or not, they are in my track, all on my track only. Mama vartma eva anurtante. Vartma is path. This it is a path led by the Shastram. It is the path led by me alone, by the Lord alone. So whether karma of the karma kanda of the Veda or karma it could be Laukika karma, any karma. So through karma or through jnanam, whatever it is, even though the ends are different, the ends are the ends are the ends are keeping with the order. The ends are laid out through the Veda, through me alone. Therefore, they follow me alone. Whether they know it or not, they follow me alone. Mama vartmanu vartante. But ultimately, if you analyze the Purushartha, as we have seen in the introduction, everyone wants to be free from being limited. Everyone wants to be free, wants to be that, which is free from lack. So therefore, everyone wants moksha. Whether they know it or not, whatever the means they adopt for that, it is all laid out by me alone. They follow me alone. Iti. The next reading we'll read. Everyone wants to be free from feeling small. The smallness is samsara. The smallness is a notion. That is samsara. The truth is aham atma samsari. I am never small. I am that which is free from the notion of being small. I'm free from small. The notion of being small is it's adjusted, it is superimposed. It's just a notion. It is not a fact. Therefore, being small not a fact. Therefore, what is to be gained so that one can become free from being small? There is nothing to be gained. It is already siddha vishaya. Therefore, only jnanam, for jnana marga. So those who know or those who don't know, they are on my track. They follow me alone. So the next topic, everyone wants to be free from feeling small, being from the notion of small, not being small, free from feeling small. Feeling is a notion, not from being small. Being small is not the truth. All people are really seeking identity with the Paramatma. The seeking identity with the Paramatma, whether they know it or not. Knowing they seek, not knowing also they seek through any Purushartha. So therefore seeking identity with Paramatma. Paramatma is Purnam, Purnaha. Therefore seeking identity with Paramatma is wants to be free from from small, from being small. But being small is, since it is a notion, as they don't know, for them it is real. Being small is a notion, but if it is known as a notion, then there is no problem. But it is real for them. So therefore the Purushartha also becomes real. Therefore, moksha purushartha also becomes real. Moksha is not something to be gained, it is siddha vishaya. Dharmartha, kama, purushartha, at least we can say they have got something to do, because you gain something through karma, you gain something through dharmartha, kama, purushartha. Therefore, you gain something which you don't have. But what about moksha? Through moksha, we don't gain anything new. We discover that the swarupa of ourselves. Therefore, nothing to be gained. It is because it is knowledge, because it is jnana. So at least Through karma, one can gain that which is not gained. But what about through jnanam, through moksha? There is nothing to be gained. Therefore, since being ajnani, therefore being small is real. Therefore, they seek identity with Paramatma, whether they know it or not. They want to be free from being small, but being small is not the fact. But for them, it is real. Therefore, they want to be free from being small, which is why they are seekers. Therefore, in fact, seeker is not the truth. The seeker is a sought. So, therefore, it is not, since it is not the fact, because seeker is the sought. If seeker is a sought, then it is already siddha, accomplished. Seeker is not to be gained. Seeker is not to be gained. The sought is a seeker and it is already accomplished. It is oneself. Therefore, seeker. The seeker is also unreal, not really real. At least dharma, artha, kama, with regard to them, a person is seeker. There it has got some reality. With regard to knowing the swarupa of oneself, to call oneself a seeker, it's not really a seeker. The seeker also is a notional. But being ajnani, therefore, it's all real for them. Therefore, they are seekers. Therefore, they want to be free from being small. Therefore, they are seekers. That is why they are seekers. Therefore, prapadyante, mam ishwaram prapadyante. Therefore, they worship me. They come to me. So everyone is, therefore now, everyone is a seeker of this freedom. Everyone wants to be free from being small. Through any purushartha, meaning through dharmartha kama purushartha, one cannot become free. They don't know. Therefore, not knowing, but they seek that alone. Through parichinna purushartha, dharmartha kama purushartha. Therefore, they are also seeker of freedom. They don't know. Therefore, they not knowing, they seek dharmartha kama. Some people they know, therefore they seek moksha. But ultimately, everybody is seeking moksha only, freedom only. Therefore, seeking fullness, purnatvam, moksha, is not different from seeking freedom from being small. Therefore, seeking fullness, purnatvam, is not different from being small. They are one and the same. Furthermore, to say that you are seeking fullness is not really true. Because you don't know really what fullness is. Whereas you definitely know what smallness is. Therefore, you want to be free of this smallness. That smallness also, it's a notion. Therefore, they want to be free from the notion of being small. That it is a notion that they don't know. Therefore, they want to be free from this smallness. Freedom from being small is what is meant by fullness. Because they don't know what fullness is. Fullness, purnatvam, that is known only from the Shastra. The Aikyam, identity with Paramatma, only known from the Shastra. They don't want to be small. They don't want to be insignificant. Not that they know, or not that they know that they want to be full. So therefore, freedom is ultimately what they want. That is why we say moksha. Moksha is the dhatu much means to be free. Therefore, freedom. Why moksha is called moksha? Because it is derived from the dhatu much meaning to be free. So if fullness is what is desired, then it should be some other word. Purnaha. They wants to achieve purnatvam. Purnatvam we say, because we know, therefore we use the word purna. And it is purna when we say. It is siddhavashya, because purna is complete, wholeness, fullness. Fullness is not something to be gained. If it is gained, it is not full. It becomes limited. So therefore, to start with, freedom from being small. That is, it's what is meant by fullness, purnatvam. Everyone wants to be full, to be happy, even those who drinking alcohol during happy hours. If drinking did not give a person some happiness, some sukha, no one would do it. Fullness and happiness. Therefore, fullness and happiness should be the swarupa of the Lord. Is Purna Swarupa, is Ananda Swarupa. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That Anantam. Anantam is unlimited. Therefore, Purnaha. Therefore, Anandaha. Fullness is happiness. Real happiness is being full, complete. Therefore, it is a Swarupa of the Ishvara. Because all people seek this fullness, happiness. They are on the Lord's track alone. Because they want fullness. Because they don't want to be small. Therefore, they want full. They want to be full. They want to be happy. When? Always. Always. All the time. Therefore, they are on the Lord's track alone. It is Bhagavan alone. Therefore, Mama Vartmanu Vartante. Although they may not know it. A person who doesn't know exactly what he or she is seeking keeps on seeking. Therefore, only he continues to be a seeker, ever seeker, not knowing. That's Krishna might have said, they don't know they are seeking me. Therefore, they spend their time seeking small thing that is of me. That is why they seek artha, kama, etc., not knowing what they really seek. This is like wanting to marry someone and marrying is a little fingernail or piece of hair. What kind of marriage is that? People do not know that they are doing the same thing with they seek power, name, fame, and quietude or whatever. They don't know that these ends are nothing more than the nails and hairs of Bhagavan, Krishna, with infinite. So all the ends which are gainable, which are gained through Arthakama. Arthakama is only Artha is security, Kama is happiness. But there are different forms of security, different forms of happiness. The end is we give the name security, happiness. We put all the ends into four categories. Artha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Purushartha. Dharma is why it is first, because seeking Artha Karma should be in keeping with Dharma. Therefore, we place Dharma first. Therefore, whatever may be the ends, whatever may be the forms of security, they are covered under the Artha Purushartha. Similarly, whatever the happiness, forms of happiness, they are covered under Kama Purushartha. Therefore, whatever may be the ends, the types of ends, nature of ends, they are nothing but like they are nothing. They are like they are nothing but the. It is like the nails and hairs of Bhagavan. It is not Bhagavan. These ends are nothing more than the nails and hairs of Bhagavan, comparable to the nails and hairs of Bhagavan. Whereas a wise person, he seeks Bhagavan alone, thinking themselves to be separate from him. Therefore, they seek one aspect alone and exclude everything else. Everything is Bhagavan. And what is excluded by pursuing one aspect alone is also Bhagavan. If everything is Bhagavan, what can be excluded? Sarvam, when we say. That's why what Sarvam, everything. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma, everything is Ishvara. Then what can be excluded? If something is excluded, that's not Ishvara, then Bhagavan becomes Parichinna, limited. It's no more Purnaha. Bhagavan is all included, all inclusion. Nothing is away from the Lord. Therefore, nothing can be excluded. What you seek power, when you seek power to the exclusion of all else, you are not seeking Bhagavan. But still, they are on my track alone. They do not seek me because they don't me, they are on my track. If they knew, then the small things would not hold them up along the way. Because they don't know. Because they don't know, therefore only they are seeking petty things, power, wealth, etc. If they know, then they will not be pursuing them. So therefore, directly or indirectly, they are seeking me alone. That is the meaning of the second line of the shloka. The spiritual path need not be arduous. While traveling to a particular destination, people may enjoy a few things along the way, but they do not lose the sight of the destination. Self-knowledge need be no different. The beauty of its pursuit is that not only is the ultimate destination beautiful, but the journey also beautiful. The journey to it is also beautiful. Journey is missing. It is like driving to the Rockies or going on a pilgrimage in the Himalayas. There are 4 centers of pilgrimage in the Himalayas, Chardham, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri, and Yamunotri, where a lot of devotees go. This being one of the things to be done in a Hindu's life. Badrinath to take, but one is situated in a valley of great beauty, and the way to Badrinath is also beautiful. It is often said that the spiritual path is extremely arduous, but if you really understand what spiritual is, you will find there is nothing arduous about it. What is arduous about constantly hearing that your fullness, Ananda? The spiritual path has also been likened to a razor's edge. Kathopanishad, Kshurasya Dhara. It is like a razor's edge. Stop not, be very cautious. One wrong step and the fall is great. The higher go, the farther you fall. If you go to the pinnacle and lose your footing, not even a single bone will remain there to be picked up, it seems. Then how can the last rites be done for you? But such talk is all based on the assumption that there is something to be achieved. In fact, there is only something to be understood. If the goal is Ananda, Purnatvam, fullness, happiness, how can the way to the goal be unpleasant? To the extent that you understand the way is Ananda. The path is Ananda and both sides are Ananda. There is never a dull moment, just as when you go on a pilgrimage to a mountain. Then why it is said they're working on a razor's edge and all? That they have to see the context. What context it is said? This is because it is jnanam. There, Shastra should not be studied by own, and by the words of the Shastra can cause confusion. Therefore, one needs to have clear buddhi, analyze, think. Therefore, if it is not done, one may conclude wrongly and end up with a wrong philosophy. Therefore, working on a razor's edge. It doesn't cause it doesn't cause any damage, physical damage. It doesn't cause a person to fall also. What fall? Bhagavan says in the Gita. Even a small step taken towards me, that will they are protected. So therefore, the Shastram being the Pramanam, and the Shastra to be studied under the guidance of a Guru, should not be studied by oneself. If a person studies Shastram by oneself, he may not understand first of all. Other thing, he may end up with the wrong conclusion. There seems to be seeming contradictions in the Shastram. Seeming contradictions. It's not real contradiction. So that will cause real contradiction. If seeming contradictions are not seeming, then it becomes real contradiction. So therefore, that person may slip from understanding the fact, from understanding the truth. So therefore, Kshurasya Dhara Uttishtata, that is Kathopanishad mantra, Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapyavara Nibodhata, Kshurasya Dhara, Dishita, Duratya, Durgam Patastat Kavayo Badanti. The path is very difficult to tread, like the sharp edge of a razor. So, Kshurasya, walking over the sharpened edge of a razor, is extremely difficult because the knowledge is about what the Atma, the object of knowledge. The object of knowledge determines the difficulty involved in the knowledge, in knowing it. In case of Atma Jnanam, it is difficult because Atma is sukshma, it is sukshmat sukshmaha. Anoraniya magato mahiya. It is sukshma vastu. How will you know the sukshma vastu? So Jnana Marga deals with the subject matter which is ati sukshma. It is oneself. Therefore, it is not easy to get in the sense ati sukshmatvat. It is sukshma. It is sukshma. It is not something physical, a substantial thing which can be known by pratyakshadi pramana. It cannot be known. Even with Shastram also, that is why doubts come. It is sukshma, it is oneself. Sukshma vishayatva, therefore it is difficult to understand. That is a kshurasya dhara. So it is not something, it is threatening the path, as though something is difficult to walk. The Atma is the object of knowledge. In fact, it is not an object of knowledge because it is oneself. It is oneself. Therefore, it is not like the object of the object of knowledge of other pramana. Even though we can use the word prameyam, the object of knowledge. Even though we use the word prameya vishaya, the subject matter, the object of knowledge is Atma, but Atma is not different from oneself. Therefore, is a very subject alone is the subject matter. Therefore, it is ati sukshma. We can know everything in the world, but knowing oneself is difficult. That is a razor's edge, walking on a razor's edge. It is sukshma. We may end up with some kosha. If we do analysis, we may end up with kosha. That is why so many philosophies, Charuvaka for them, physical body is the truth. Similarly, for other darshana, shunyatvam, Buddhist shunyatvam, they end up with shunya. They don't accept Shastra, fine, but they end up with shunya. If you take Astika darshana, Sankhya, Yoga, even though they are Astika, they accept Veda, but they end up with their own conclusion, the philosophies. That is why razor's edge. There is nothing other than razor's edge. This coming to the right understanding. That is why tradition, sampradaya, the teacher, all are important. In that sense, it is razor's edge. There is no other razor's edge. Doesn't cause any bruises. Therefore, if the goal is ananda, fullness, happiness, how can the goal be unpleasant? To the extent you understand, the way is ananda alone. Everything is myself. The path is ananda, and both sides are ananda. There is never a dull moment. Just as when you go on a pilgrimage to a mountain, as you proceed along the steep paths, every one of their many turns opens up a new vista, a new valley, a new scene. Yet at one moment, the Ganges will be traveling alongside of you, and another, she will have left you far behind. Further along, you will find again right beside you. Sometimes she is down below, sometimes she is playing, sometimes she is roaring. The mountains themselves present new vistas. Sometimes bald, sometimes green, sometimes wearing snowy white caps. Similarly, the path to the knowledge also is not a difficult one, not an arduous one. The path itself is pleasant, and the end is pleasantness itself. Nor as one often hears, can the path be described as difficult in the beginning and pleasant later on, or pleasant in the beginning and bitter later on. It is sometimes said that the spiritual path is bitter in the beginning and pleasant later on, while the material path is pleasant in the beginning and bitter later on. But is this the really case? Is it not the material path always a problem in the beginning, later, and between? Always it is problem. Janma dukkam, jara dukkam, jaya dukkam, panapana, samsara, sagar dukkam. Always dukkam only. Samsara. Therefore, spiritual path is ever pleasant for the real seeker. All matter is Bhagavan alone. The material path doesn't enable me to pick up some joy along the way. But that is only because Bhagavan is everywhere. He is not just in one place. In fact, upon analysis, we find there is no such thing as material. All matter, all material is nothing but Bhagavan. There is nothing separate from Bhagavan. How can we say this is material and this is Bhagavan? That is why Abhinna Nimitta Padana Karanam we say. The creator is not different from the created. The material is also Bhagavan, and the maker also Bhagavan. All the Panchabhutas are Bhagavan. Elements and elementals are Bhagavan. Matter is Bhagavan, energy is Bhagavan. So all these divisions, this matter spirit division, all these divisions are made by our buddhi, which is a dividing buddhi, a dualistic buddhi, a British buddhi. Wherever it goes, the buddhi creates divisions, spiritual and temporal, profound and profane. Because it is basically a dualistic buddhi, it continuously attempts to create dualism. That is how buddhi is. Buddhi divides and understands. This divisive buddhi is the very nature of the jiva. Thus Krishna says, whether people know it or not, whenever they pick up a moment of joy, it is me alone. The only problem is they rest content, scrapping some small joys out of him, when in fact he is a joy. That is the own very nature. Not knowing themselves as Ishvara, the very column of joy, they settle for a small crumb that has somehow escaped from out of themselves. This Krishna says it's a tragedy. The tragedy is not that Ishvara denies the people anything, but they don't see their identity with him. Still, Krishna says, they are on my track. There's nothing to worry, nothing to worry about. They will come to me eventually because until they become full, they will not stop seeking. The seeking doesn't stop until they discover the truth. Therefore, no one is going to settle for anything less than fullness. Therefore, no one is away from me. Okay, we'll stop here. Next shloka, you'll see another discussion starts. Why people do not come to me. Bhashikara in the Bhashyam connects. If you are the ultimately they sought, why they don't seek you? If you are what ultimately it is sought, and why people don't seek you? Why they are after so many things? If this question is there, then the next shloka starts. That we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamitam Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnamudachyate
Purnasya
Purnasya
Purnamadhaya
Purnamidam
Purnameva Vashishyate
Purnamudachyate
Om
Om
Shanti Shanti Shanti
Shanti
Harihi Om
Hare
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi
Hare
Om Dhanyavadaha